Real quick, this episode is sponsored by Smooth Shop, your home for high-quality Delta 8. With their gummies, vapes, and pre-rolls, Smooth Shop has a variety of products to help you release, relieve, and revive. All products are made from legal hemp. They are permitted for sale under the 2018 Farm Bill. Product lab tests are available upon request, and you must be 21 and up to purchase. Right now, Smooth Shop is offering my listeners a free Blue Dream vape cartridge and free shipping with the minimum purchase of $40. Use the code CONVOWITHFRIENDS during checkout. Visit smoothhtxshop.com and make your purchase today. That's smoothhtxshop.com. Release, relieve, revive. All right, y'all, back to the show. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to the Conversations with Friends podcast. I'm your host, Bree, and every week we have the necessary conversations with different friends of the show from all walks of life. It's still February, which means it's still Black History Month, and I thought what way to commemorate the time than to have a Black female attorney organization on the show. I'm gonna let y'all introduce yourselves, and you can tell us about a little bit about the organization. What's the name of it, and whoever wants to go first can go.
Okay. Well, my name is Kelecia and I'm the VP of the Downtown Group. And the Downtown Group is a member organization based in Houston, filled with and open to African American female attorneys. There is not a lot of us out there in the U.S. About 5% of attorneys are Black, and I think around 2.5% are female. So organizations like the Downtown Group are extremely important for the community, and also just a place for us to be able to encourage and mentor and pretty much uplift each other. So that's what the organization is.
Okay. And y'all can just introduce yourselves too.
My name is Sharlene I am a family law attorney, and I've actually been a member of the Downtown Group for some time now, since I was in law school.
Really?
A former judge had nominated me to join, and this year I said to myself, I'm going to be a little bit more active.
Thank you.
So thank you for having me.
So my name is Fallon Vaughn. I got to remember to keep saying the Vaughn. Newly married.
Are you newly married?
Yes, newly married. Been a Vaughn for 2 months. I've been practicing law in Houston for about 14 years. I'm kind of old head now. Oh my goodness. I work for a nonprofit organization where we provide free legal services to low-income Houstonians and people living in the surrounding areas. We do some family law. We do consumer law. We do a little bit of everything. So it's like a one-stop shop providing just a range of services to people who couldn't typically afford them. So I've been a member of the Downtown Group for a long time. I'm excited to see the direction that it's going in. Absolutely. And just, getting ready to bring a whole new crop of female attorneys that look like us out here. So I'm happy to be here also.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask y'all some more questions about the Downtown Group in a little while, but I want to first start off with an icebreaker. It's just a quick game with this or that. And just answer how y'all please. So let's start. Hot or cold?
Hot.
Cold.
You answered that fast.
Cold.
Makes sense. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Salty.
Sweet.
Okay. Y'all like y'all sauce on the side or y'all sauce on the top of y'all food?
On the side. I don't want it touching.
Really? I like to drown mine.
Me too. Yes.
On top. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Coffee.
Yeah, you definitely coffee.
Coffee.
Plans or surprises?
Plans.
We're all lawyers. Yes. We got a whole clique of female attorneys. All plans.
Group work or solo work?
Solo.
Okay. Words or actions?
Actions.
Both. Actions.
I don't know.
That talk be cheap though. Talk be cheap.
I like a good jaw though, so maybe actions.
I thought when I had put that on there, I thought that y'all would probably say words because of y'all's profession. But we also are women, and
exactly.
we want to see some action.
Show me.
The words mean nothing.
Okay. Playlist or podcast?
That's a hard one.
That is.
Playlist.
Playlist, your music girl.
Playlist.
Let's say both, depending on the day and the mood.
Yeah.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Dine in or dine out?
Do we have to cook it?
Dine out.
That'd be the problem.
Dine out. If it's dine in, but I didn't have to cook, then
Then dine
Good.
in.
yeah,
Dine in, Uber Eats.
Party in.
Dine out. I love a good experience.
me too.
Me too, but I also like some good. I mean, I guess I like it both ways. 'Cause I like some good home cooked food that's really good, but then I also like a good quality meal at a
A
restaurant.
new experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flats or heels?
Heels.
It depends on the day. If I'm trying to stunt on people, I'm gonna throw some heels on. But if I'm just chilling or going to the mall or around, flats.
It depends on the vibe. Some days are a flat type of day.
Hmm. I feel like I'm more of a flats person these days. If I put on heels, something has to summon me.
And, I feel like I'm in my heel era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my time for the heels.
You
know?
feeling like a
Gotta
real
strut.
lady.
Yeah. Yes.
Casual or formal?
I'm torn on that.
Me too.
I think both.
It depends too.
Yeah. Because I think as women, we do love getting dressed up and dolled up and
Yeah,
having
but
somewhere to go.
There's also some good value in being cute and comfortable.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. I can last all day. And this is the last one. Safety or opportunity?
I'm gonna say safety.
Opportunity.
Safety.
Had to think about that.
I did safety.
Safety. I think that's what I'm trying to. I think I'm a little confused too, but I think I like new opportunities.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I guess not just sticking in my comfort zone. I like challenging myself. And so like even like when I started this podcast, it was I knew I wanted to do it, but I was scared to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I have a thing about fears. I'd be liking to challenge myself to conquer my fear.
Oh yeah.
So just
That's
go
tough,
with it.
though. I commend
It is.
that. Yeah.
It is.
That's tough.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys some questions, a little bit deeper about the organization, and so how long has the Downtown Group Houston been in existence?
It's been some decades
A
now.
long
It's been,
time.
yeah, it's been some decades.
Okay, so
Don't-
this isn't
yeah.
a new organization.
No, don't give me the line on the exact foundership date, but there was a group of Black women, including like some judges, some prominent attorneys
Yeah.
at big firms, and they found that there were no spaces for them. Like you got to remember, Houston, Harris County is a place where we couldn't even eat in the lunchroom until I think like the 60s. Like
Which is not that long.
yeah,
ago.
it was very much so segregated. There were no safe spaces for Black women attorneys at all. Like you couldn't even go to your firm and feel safe because you're like one of you and the janitors or somebody, how it used to
Absolutely.
be. So they created that organization like, let's just have lunch. Like, hey, let's just go out for lunch one day and then rotate it. So it just started that way. They sent an invitation out to some people. More people were like, well, girl, let me know. So then it just ended up being groups of women coming together to throw luncheons for each other. And then as the years progressed, it became like programming. Like, while we getting out here, let's do something good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
doing CLEs, like just opportunities to network and different stuff. So it's been some years, like
Yeah.
at least it's been over 20 years.
Yes.
That's nice. And so what is the mission of the organization?
Well, this year, the mission is actually to help the entire Black female attorney. So spiritually, your mental, and professionally. So the CLEs, like she mentioned, and like all the events that we want to put on for this year is to not only help the members professionally, but also with mentoring and also being able to be in those spaces. Because like she said, we are one of few in those spaces. And sometimes you need to be around other people who know the experiences you went through.
Right.
Because it's only a few of us who we can talk to. So
That's what I was gonna say. It's a good little gathering to talk about some interesting stories that y'all come across.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure. And how can someone join the group?
So, as she kind of mentioned, it originally was, and you still do have to be nominated. You have to, someone has to sponsor you.
Okay.
But we are open to members. So all you have to do is reach out to the website, our Instagram or Facebook page, and that's how you can become a member. We are welcoming as many female attorneys that want to join just because we are greater when we are together. So just join. And at first it was kind of like we didn't have social media, so it was just a word of mouth type of thing. So that's kind of how the program came about. But we are open to, just welcoming more attorneys.
Yes.
Very nice.
I was telling somebody the other day about how, like, when I was a child, I didn't really see. Well, I guess when you looked at titles of like doctors, lawyers, it seemed kind of far-fetched. And I guess that was because I really didn't see many Black lawyers or doctors that were within reach. And I just wanted to kind of touch on that, and you guys to just tell how representation like matters and why it's important and needed. Anybody?
Well, I think for me, I'm a little bit older than y'all. So my first like seeing a Black woman attorney was probably like Claire Huxtable.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just seeing her and then like Girlfriends Joan, like just in Living Single,
Maxine
Shaw, like those were the first.
I think we the same age, girl.
Like that's the same. Like that's the first like realistic depiction. Like, well, damn, they're living it up and doing it big. Like that was my first, I guess, representation as a child seeing it. So
What
I
about
was
LA Law? Did you ever wonder why nobody looked like us on LA Law?
I didn't even watch that.
Oh,
I didn't even watch that. Yes, but no, that was like like okay, well, if this person can do it, then it is something that's realistic. And now, fast forward 30 years later, 40 years later, like I could call up 50 Black attorneys now, and it just changes your perspective. Like I have a girlfriend who just got elected to the bench. Yeah. So we went to her ceremony and like a friend's kids, they're just like running around playing. And it almost made me tear up because I'm like these little Black girls gonna grow up being like, well, my auntie and my homegirl.
Exactly.
That's
normal. This is what we do.
So now it's like normalized. So it truly matters. Like you can go downtown to the courthouse any day. Everybody that's there for a court probably is gonna look like you. But then you do kind of get like that head nod as you walk out when somebody, an older Black person sees you, or like another Black attorney, or even just somebody, they'll feel more comfortable to walk up to you and be like, hey, can you answer this question? Whatever. Like you can tell that just our presence makes a difference. Like having somebody that looks like you in the courtroom
and not
makes
only,
it safer.
Not only that, but I think you touched on something like your friend that just became a judge. Now we all have friends that are on the bench. Yeah. And what's important is, like you just said, less than 2% of us are Black women. Now when we go to court, we have judges that look like us. And I know when I just graduated law school, we didn't have as many Black female judges on the bench. So now it's refreshing when we take our clients, and even though opposing counsel might be a different race or whatever, the judge looks like us. So I think it kind of removed that fear of being misunderstood, not understanding like the Black experience, because we can't deny that things are different culturally. It is. And when you have a judge that's making a decision on a family that kind of has those sensibilities, it makes a difference.
No, it really does.
A huge difference.
I think you touched on another point, because I think a lot of our first viewing of attorneys were Maxine and then the different TV shows. But I wrote an article in law school about tokenism, and it was about the portrayal of Black female attorneys, or just minorities in general, in the media. And is that a real reflection of what we see in today? Yeah. And you kind of see that same kind of trope when it is a Black attorney. Yes. One, she has no work-life balance. She went through so many struggles to be able to get to this. So
all the time.
So it's really important now that we do see people that are not just on TV, that are our next door neighbor, that are our mom's friend, that are attorneys, versus just those images that we see on TV, because they're usually there's usually a trope kind of aligned with it that kind of makes it creates a struggle. Or if you have scandal, how to get away with murder. There's never just a Black attorney succeed.
Just stop thriving.
There's something that's going on that she has to battle.
Do you know what I love when I see on social media now? And y'all gonna think I'm so corny. I love when women are like, I'm embracing my soft life.
Yeah,
I love it too. I'm in my soft life era. And I think to myself, God damn it, I'm in my soft life era. I'm not gonna struggle through these cases. I'm not gonna be up all night. I'm still going to give it my best and be professional and, advocate for my clients 100%. But I'm gonna do it softly.
With ease.
With ease.
It's like you have to have balance and boundaries. What you allow yourself to do.
So you're right. We're always portrayed that way. And then there's always the angry angry Black woman. We have to be careful. I don't know what it's like for you guys, but I always feel like for me, when I go to court, I have to be careful what I look like. You gotta
watch yourself.
What my hair looks like, what my nail polish looks like, you know, what my outfit looks like for the day. You know, I know now we're getting away from that a little bit, but
yeah, but it's still there.
It's still there.
This is still a very Eurocentric profession.
It's a crazy thing because it's like, does my degree and like, are my certifications not enough? Like, I have to really like polish myself to get y'all to take me seriously or know that I'm professional.
And sadly, yeah. I mean, Houston is a pretty progressive city, but that's exactly why this organization, Downtown Group, exists. Because we're doing stuff where we're like helping how to interview, how to talk to clients, how to interact with judges. Like, unfortunately, I do feel like we have to kind of do a little bit of coaching or like practice tips on how to be Black and practice law in Harris County. Like, despite the judges, you're still dealing with peers that don't object too loudly or don't say something in a deposition because then, oh, are you angry? Like, you still face all that stuff just every day. Like, in this 2023, like, literally, people still try to come at you differently based off of those stigmas or just, oh, well, I don't trust you. Oh, your voice or like, dang, I can't object. Like, I can't tell you no. Like, I don't have the flexibility.
Like they get offended when we actually practice law.
Oh, they do.
And I'm just like, well, that's why I'm here. You know?
Yeah.
So you're so right, Fallon. That's so true.
Well, we can go ahead and jump into the topics that some of our listeners wrote in. We're going to start with this. And actually, it's something I wanted to talk about. Y'all watch Real Housewives of Potomac?
I do not.
Yes. You don't? You do. Okay, so you know.
Kind of miss me.
Yeah. But you know, Ashley Darby, her and her husband were just going through a divorce. And it seems like from what they discussed on the reunion was like that she's really not walking away with anything. And so I wanted to start with, how important is a prenup when getting married?
Go ahead, Fallon.
I'll just
do the ad libs. You go ahead.
Well, my practice is primarily family law. So I've drafted tons of prenups and postnuptial agreements and partition agreements. And it's extremely important if you are coming into the marriage with more than your partner. And if there are assets that you want to protect. The issue with Ashley, and Fallon was just talking about this, she needed an attorney. She needed an attorney to review it. Had an attorney reviewed it, because here's the thing: lay people understand things differently than attorneys. It means different things to lay people. So she might have read it and thought, oh, this is great. But I'm sure there were hidden clauses in there and words and terms of art that she did not understand. But it's extremely important. I know when I get married, I definitely will have a prenup. And I definitely will separate out my law firm or any funds for any business that I use that are derived from my firm. All of that will be partitioned out. Now, if we start something together, then God forbid we divorce, you get your half, I'll take mine. But anything that I accumulated prior to you is mine.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're in a separate property.
That's
so we ain't got to worry too much. But
so would you recommend that everyone gets a prenup, like even if they don't have like many assets?
I think it depends on just your own set of values, kind of. Like, I recently got married. I didn't do a prenup or anything like that. But also, everything that I started prior to my getting married. Anything that we're going to start together, it would obviously be something that we're doing together to be community property. So I didn't really feel like it was necessary. But let's say if I was Oprah coming into it, like, I've done some things in life, not to knock my own hustle, but it's not on Oprah status. Like, I wouldn't come into a situation where I'm like sitting on gajillions and know nothing. Like, even if y'all stay together forever, you still kind of have to have a little more business accoutrements when you have that much money. Like, you don't want to risk something happening.
That's true. But you also have to remember, like in a state like Texas, that's a community property state. Income is community property. So my high earners, I tell them all the time, partition out your income, because at the end of the day, your salary is her salary, vice versa, So, I mean, it just depends. I think Fallon is right. Some people don't care. Other people, pretty anal about it.
Yeah.
So in a situation to where like a person gets divorced in Texas and you don't have like your income partitioned out on a prenup, what happens when a divorce happens and like the higher earner, do that other person get half of their income, like their salary, once they divorce? Like, is that awarded to
There's
them?
So I've had instances where like they get bonuses.
Okay.
And let's just say they get like a $20,000-$30,000 bonus and it's sitting in an account, like they put it in their savings account. Yeah, that's subject to division.
Okay. So, what kind of clauses can be added to prenups?
Ooh, anything you want, basically. Look at Fallon's face.
I feel like I've heard people having cheating. It's been like
the infidelity clause
big
is a new one.
Morality.
Yeah, like dang.
But I had a friend ask me about one because she's drafting a prenuptial agreement. She was saying how hard it was to create the language because she had another case where the person was cheating. And it was, the language, if it was cheating, no matter if it was through text messages, whatever, but he was cheating through Snapchat.
What?
So was that actually? So
I don't even want to know.
And it was, and she was like, so the person wanted very, very clear language, and she was just like trying to think of all the situations or scenarios of how someone can cheat is difficult.
It is.
And that's why I was like, that's why that clause would be really hard because I feel like someone would still find a way.
Oh, wow.
The problem is it's a contract, right? And for any contract to be fully enforceable, it's got to be drafted with like the requisite specificity, right? So that's how people find loopholes and ways to get out of it. So that's hard. I mean, people find all kinds of ways to cheat.
They're creative.
Yeah, people are creative.
They are very creative. So, like the infidelity clauses and different clauses that you add to prenups, can it be added during the marriage, or this is something that you have to do before?
You can do a postnup.
Okay, so a postnup is during
After marriage.
after marriage. Okay. Cool. That was on my list of questions to ask. So let's just go ahead. What is a postnup compared to a prenup? How do they differ? It's just the same thing, but just done
At different times.
Yeah.
That's it. Same thing. Okay. Cool. So let's see. When you marry a person, does that mean that you're legally responsible to their stuff, like debt, properties, child support?
Well, any debt acquired during the marriage is community debt. So yeah.
Yeah. And I guess somebody else asked this, but I did know someone who was going through, I guess they got married and the guy owed back child support before getting married. And she was told by someone, I don't know if this was an attorney, but she was told by someone that she could be responsible for having to pay back his child support. No.
Well, it depends too, because Texas, like all the states have different laws. Like everything we're saying is just conversation wise. So of course, legal advice not being given, anything of that nature. But
in Texas,
it depends.
No.
In Texas, yay, maybe, yes, no. But if you're in California, we don't know. So it just depends. Like that's one of those situations where you're like, consult an attorney.
And that's also what people need to realize. Know what state you're in, because I know a lot of people see different attorneys like on social media. They may be telling you rules for their state. It might not be applicable to yours, and you don't want to get caught up in that. So consult an attorney in your jurisdiction.
So is a will needed in addition to a prenup?
They do different things.
Yeah. And I think, you go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, one decides what happens in the event of the marriage dissolving, and one decides what happens in the event of death.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both are needed.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Both are needed, like regardless of if you are married or not single. Like that's more.
Yeah. And what's the difference between spousal support and alimony?
In Texas, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, it depends on where you live at.
So in other states, there is a difference in the
Yeah.
So what do y'all know? Like, what would be the difference? Like,
so like in California, they have
alimony.
like alimony, like flat out, like here you go. Whereas I guess like a layperson definition would be like, okay, this person got disabled, or this person was disabled when they were married, so they can't work. Whereas like I think out there they kind of, it don't matter, like you just get it.
No, in Texas, I always tell my clients, this is not a great state for spousal maintenance.
No.
So there is a statutory requirement, have to be married for 10 years. Then it goes even further. You have to be able to show that you're not able to meet your minimum reasonable needs. Now that's difficult to show. Everyone could go get a job to meet their minimum reasonable needs. So if there are extenuating circumstances, like this person was disabled, or this person there's a huge gap in earning potential, potential. Person's been a housewife, she's divorcing the moneyed spouse. She was in the home, there's certain things, but it's not like just automatically just gonna get alimony when you get divorced.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something you would definitely want to add into your prenup if when you.
And it's contractual in nature.
I think that's kind of what Ashley was saying on the reunion yesterday. She said she wasn't getting any alimony. Then how she was explaining what she would get, which was in, I guess, a crazy circumstance where she wasn't able to take care of herself. Then her ex-husband would help her out. And then somebody said, so you'll be getting spousal support. And then she agreed and said yes. And I'm like, well...
I don't know what their laws are over there.
I'm like, what's the difference?
But spousal support it's basically, like she said, is depending on that person's situation, but it's not a permanent thing.
Okay.
So like once you get on your feet, that spousal support can be ripped away. So that's kind of think why she said, like, if she was to fall on hard times, there's something in the prenup. But actually, that's usually in most state laws. So I don't even think her prenup probably had that either. So yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. And she had access and resources to go see a lawyer.
Right.
Which is why and that's something we see, in our community too. We don't tend to go to lawyers that much, I have clients that have been separated for 10, 12 years and just now trying to get a divorce. It's like, okay, what happened, So I think that's something that we need to do more of, these podcasts and free clinics and give them access to it,
I will also say, make a note, because in the season, she actually went to an attorney, a Black attorney, and who advised her to do everything that she decided not to do.
So she just did it because she didn't want to.
She went against the advice.
Yeah, so the attorney actually told her, because she was like, we're going to buy a house together under an LLC. She was like, I would not advise you to buy buy a home with someone you're divorcing.
Right.
And she said, what are these stipulations? But of course she went ahead. So not only get advice, but listen to the advice.
Right. Y'all feel like I got to watch the show.
I know. Listen out. And I like Ashley.
This season, I like her too. This season was really interesting. It was a different version of Potomac Housewives. But yeah, and watching her go through that was very interesting. Because I definitely thought, I don't know what season it was when they was talking about, I think after 5 years or something, and after 2 kids or something, she was going to be automatically... I guess getting something from him if they were to divorce.
I remember they redid the prenup at some point. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, I guess, and at that point, you still didn't think to get a lawyer to help you out on your end. I don't know. It's interesting. So what is common law marriage?
We done been living together.
She's like,
look, I'm out here calling you wifey. I'm calling you husband.
Yeah. The burden, it's a high burden to meet. You have to hold yourself out as being husband and wife. You got to have things like what? Like maybe like filing taxes.
Some joint accounts
accounts. Have them on your medical. Or
telling people, this is my wife.
Referring to them. Yeah.
But why y'all ain't went to the courthouse yet? But anyway.
Because don't refer to me as that. That is my boyfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like the law says, after so long of being boyfriend and girlfriend, we just gonna assume you guys are common law married, almost.
I feel like the courts make it hard to prove that, though.
Texas. So does common law? I guess it probably does, because just like all laws differ across state. But like Texas honors common law marriages.
You have to prove it.
It's just prove it. Okay. And does common law marriage hold the same weight as a legal marriage? Like as far as I guess separating,
if you're deemed
if
common law marriage, then you'd have to
common law marriage.
You have to get divorced.
Yes.
That's interesting.
But like she said, the court has to find. That's the.
It's not like an easy burden either.
Okay, so can y'all explain what alien of affection is? Because I've seen...
Texas don't have that.
Alienation of affection.
Like the lady that was suing Nene.
Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up.
Yes.
I need to watch these shows.
Texas doesn't have it anymore, but you can use it as like a reason for divorce, but it's not a cause of action anymore in Texas.
I think it would probably fall under adultery, maybe. You could probably prove adultery if you're saying...
You giving it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was so. I had never heard of that before when I saw that Nene's boyfriend.
I know Fantasia got sued for that too. Whatever state
really?
she lived in.
Really?
Yeah, when she had that baby with that married man.
Oh.
I love you, Fantasia. Forgive me if you ever seen it. But yeah, she got sued for that.
Oh,
That is so
The wife,
crazy.
and he went back to his wife.
oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I know you lying.
Mm-mm.
Now that's crazy.
Mm.
And that would really piss me off.
You know,
but I
like-
guess that's why you let people get done with their stuff.
You know, like Nene told Kim, close your legs to marry a man.
Right. And then here you go. But here you are.
Here you are.
Oh my
and your man
goodness.
ain't even
And
divorced yet.
Hello.
Mm.
And she wanted you to pay her $100,000.
I need to watch these shows.
The amount of legal stuff that has happened on these episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Wow.
Do you guys think that the child support system is fair?
I'm gonna let Fallon answer that one.
So I feel like the system is kind of set up to encourage people to stay married. I guess that's a nice way to say it. I feel like it kind of punishes people for having children out of wedlock. I guess Texas is kind of like a Bible Belt situation.
Yes.
So punitively, like they're not happy seeing people with all these kids that aren't married and doing the Bible type, right way or whatever. So I feel like the system is kind of set up to.
You know what piggybacks on that too?
Yeah.
The presumption of paternity.
Mm.
Like if
Oh,
you are married. As long as you're married,
Yeah.
there is a
Yeah.
presumption that
So it's very,
Yeah.
it's very archaic and outdated. I'm not saying that children don't deserve to be cared for, taken care of accordingly, but I feel like maybe the system needs some switching it up, some changing it up. Like
I think a lot of my male clients feel like they've lost even before they've gotten there.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
You know, I have a case right now, and he almost damn near cussed me out. He expressed to me that, listen, I was a petitioner, I filed for divorce, and she's gonna walk in there, and I'm the one that has to fight for my visitation. You know, and I think I should be the custodial parent, but the court's not gonna give me that. So I think child support flows from that, and it's designed so that the men are the obligors.
yeah. It's not a good balance.
It's not.
I went through a situation with child support with one of my kids' fathers, and he's a very present father in his son's life. But so we were on child support, and then I had agreed at some point to take him off. And
Nice.
but during real nice, too nice. During the situation, we got a lawyer that was supposed to be working on both of our behalves to make sure that the paperwork went out straight, but some kind of way, in the end, basically, it didn't go how I thought it should have went. And but also too, he was playing a game to meeting a lady without me, and he was paying her, and
Who was her client?
Who
Who was her client? Who retained her?
Well, I guess he reached out to her, but
So he probably signed her contract, her attorney fee agreement.
yeah, but I don't know, I remember signing as well. But when it came to us going to court, it was like the judge thought that at the time, basically, it was just like the amount of time that the kid was spending with each one of us. They used that to his advantage in court, and it didn't go that way. But when I had talked to another lawyer aside from this lawyer, and she was like, "Well, the judge that you saw is partial to that, so you weren't ever gonna, it wasn't gonna come out on your side." And I was like, "Well, damn."
Was that in Harris County?
Yeah. And I was like, well, and she
Do you remember the judge's name?
I don't. It was some
Okay.
years ago.
Oh, okay.
I don't. But that was my first time hearing that side of it, because you do always hear that it works in the woman's favor all the time. And I was like, well, it would be me that end up there. Let's see. So what are some, talking about child support, what are some common misconceptions about child support?
I feel like this is just a theory, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like celebrities come here to have kids because we have caps.
Yes. Child support is
So
capped here.
a lot of people have baby mothers in Texas, like random celebrities that you wouldn't even think of. So I think maybe they are hip to that, but like you go to California, I'm all on California, you go out there and the caps are different. So people are very particular about who they lay with when it comes to just
Child support. Yeah.
doing it well. So that's one I feel like people think that you can just get all the money. Like, oh, I'm gonna get this if I'm gonna trap him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's some roadblocks here that you can't trap anyone.
I'm gonna take you for all you got. No,
you're gonna get to this statutory limit, and that's all you get.
That's all you gonna get.
So y'all think that's why Tristan felt like it was okay for him to have that baby on Chloe out here in Houston?
Most of them have children here.
Yeah, I think Chris Brown's one of his child support cases is here, and
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie got a case here
in Dallas.
Oh,
I think that trade went through.
Oh,
what you say?
Let me find out.
It's public record.
Giannis got a baby.
I don't know about him, but I do feel that I don't know if that's the industry talk, but I feel like a lot of people come here to mess around because of the protections with the statutes and things, the statutory limits.
I wonder. That's interesting. So I was watching something one day. It was a show, and I know sometimes this stuff don't be real, but there was a situation where a couple had frozen embryos, and the husband died before they were able to implant the embryos, and his mother came back and was suing the wife for custody of the embryo.
Oh wow.
Because she wanted to go put the embryo into some other lady and have a baby so she could still have something close to her.
I think I remember
Was that on
reading
Netflix?
about this or something.
It was on Netflix.
Vaguely familiar.
Is that a real thing? Do y'all know?
I've never read any case law about that or had any cases similar to that fact pattern. So I don't even want to comment on that.
I remember
I don't even know what Texas would
reading
do.
about
We're so
it, but I don't remember what happened with the case.
Here in Texas?
No, the case
that was on Netflix.
Yeah, I remember hearing about it, but grandparents don't have rights to children.
Not like that.
They do. Grandparents have certain rights.
You mean like
an adoption? Like you got to petition for it.
You have to petition the courts, but there is such a thing as grandparents' rights.
No, I mean like if the parent is alive.
If the parent is alive, okay, so the code sets it out where if like one parent is deceased and one is alive, yes, they can still petition the court for possession and access and telephonic communication and things like that. Yes.
Okay.
What you say?
But it's not something they get automatically.
Yeah.
They have to prove to the court that they have standing to bring it.
But do you think in a case like that grandparent would be like successful?
Under our code, probably, because her kid is dead.
Yeah,
but that's not like an actual kid, so I don't know. That's weird. I don't. Texas is very conservative. I don't even know what they would do.
Conservative.
Yeah.
I don't.
That's wondering. Somebody,
that's touchy.
We had a question that asks, "What happens to like frozen embryos in the case of a divorce?"
Ooh. Huh.
That is unfamiliar territory for me.
Split custody? I don't know.
Right?
Is it considered private?
Is it considered property?
It's the actual case. What's her name from Modern Family? The wife?
Sofia Vergara.
Yeah, she had the scenario, and I don't know.
I think she lost. I think the husband got the right to him.
And it was a real incident. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That just seems like it raises a lot of ethical issues.
It does.
Right, because how do you determine which parent gets these embryos? And then you can just go put them inside somebody and I'm alive.
That's
horrible. My baby running around
That's
this
weird.
street.
Yeah, that's very bad.
I wonder if we've had any cases like that in Texas.
That's interesting.
I feel like people would be too
Googling
scared.
tonight.
In Texas, they'd be too scared to do that.
You're right.
Well, that's all we have on our list for today. I like to close the show out with asking some kind of inspirational questions. So the first one is, who is your inspiration?
Ooh.
We're going to start with you.
I feel like I have a lot of inspirations.
Yeah.
My first that comes to mind would probably be the women in my family or like my younger cousins and people that look up to me. So everything that I do, I kind of am very conscious of like making moves that will inspire them or make them feel safe to talk to me or feel like they could share things with me. So I think that's a hard question.
It is hard. It's a hard question.
That's a hard question, but I would say my family is my inspiration.
Okay.
I would say my mom. So my mom was diagnosed with lupus when I was a teenager, and the lupus attacked her kidneys, and she had kidney failure, and she was on dialysis for 10 years. So part of why I decided to come to law school in Houston was for the medical. I did a little research. You could get on the little transplant list a little faster. So we moved here, and I graduated law school in May, and I think she got her kidney the February before. So she was actually able to come and watch me walk across the stage. But I say all that to say my mom has never given up hope. Even when she wasn't on the list, when dialysis was kicking her, when she died, flatline came back, she would always say, when I get my kidney, when, I'm going to do this, when I get it,
She knew it was happening.
Yes, and her faith was just so unshakable.
That's
so
wonderful.
I've carried that, and I always say, if she believed she was going to get that kidney, and I feel like she manifested that, and she just had so much grace. I don't care what illness. She's had so many. I've just watched her struggle. I've had times where we went to the hospital and they told us, like, go get the chaplain. Like, go pray for her. Call all your family. And she never gave up. There was this one time she told me to bury her in her gold shoes, but other than that,
look at your gold shoes.
Gold shoes. I mean, a little inspiration. But no, I think my mom and then my daughter. When I had my daughter, I went back to law school when she was like 3. I remember like her being in the library when I was studying, taking her to class and stuff. So just always making sure that her view of me is that anything is possible if you work for it. Don't take no shortcuts. Use what God gave you and just be astute and steadfast and just work for what you want. And now she says like, oh, Mom, I want to be a lawyer. I want to take over the Poyser law firm. I'm like, go girl. So I think my mom and my kid are probably my inspiration.
That's beautiful.
What about you, girl? I would say the women in my family, definitely. My grandmother, I feel like I'm here because of my grandmother's prayers.
Amen.
That was a praying woman, and just my mother. And I think as you get older, of course, I've always loved my mother, but as you get older, you really understand the sacrifices they've made for you, and you really understand it more than you thought before. And especially like my father passed away when I was 12, and just knowing that my life never really changed. Besides losing him, she made sure that everything was still going. I never felt a loss. So just her, and then the other women in my family and the men in my family, just kind of, they always made sure that I was good. So yeah, just my family and my friends, I love them all.
Yes.
Valuable, nice.
What's your inspiration?
Oh, look.
What's your inspiration?
Let's see what it is today. It be changing. But I want to piggyback off of what you said too. And you, like with your mother, I feel like I didn't understand when I was growing up everything that my mom went through and what she was doing to take care of 4 kids, and even seeing her. She went from being married to being a single mom and seeing all the sacrifices that she made. I didn't understand it at the time, but me being grown and me being a mom right now, I look back and be like, and I got 2 kids. She had 4, and I'm like, how was you doing it?
Yeah.
How did you do it? But seeing that, she raised those kids, the kids are doing well, and she's doing well, and she keeps going. She's been through so much in her life, and she keeps going. That inspires me to keep going too, every day. Who do y'all seek to inspire?
Young Black girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
It's the same for me. I want people to see us and know that if we doing it, they can do it too.
Yes.
Not just young Black girl. I do seek to inspire people my age as well. Cause like I went to law school when I turned 30, and I feel like a lot of people believe that your life, like you can't restart a career at 30.
Oh, yeah.
And
I did.
Bree knows.
Traditional student.
I've started a lot of careers, and I just feel like people. That's what I want to inspire people. Let them know that hey, you can start a career, you can stop one, you can restart it and pick it back up again. And just don't believe that you're limited to one thing.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, I guess, look, now I'm answering the question.
Okay.
I think I also seek, so I have 2 boys, and so I seek to inspire my sons as well, because I want them to just know, they don't have to do, exactly what I do. I do hair for a living. You don't have to do what I do, and but just to see that I was able to start a business and it becomes successful, me be able to take care of them, and like this new venture with the podcast, like you can just do whatever you put your mind to. And I just hope that they see everything that I do, and they have that courage when they grow up to do.
They see it.
So last question. what's one thing you can do to get closer to that place of impact that you're seeking?
Well, I know for me, I have always been a person that's like been in my lane and not very like, I guess, visible on social media. We were talking about that.
Yeah.
My social media page is very weak. And I said this year I was going to let my light shine and be more visible. And that's why I wanted to participate in this podcast, because this is my first time doing anything like this. And one of my resolutions was to be more visible. So I think that's right.
Front center lights, camera action.
Right.
Exactly. So I think that's what I can do to kind of probably reach more people. And you know what I did last summer that was really cool? I did this free legal clinic, and I want to do something like that again.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Nice. Let me know.
I will.
For sure.
The downtown group should do something like that. Yeah.
Can't it be another project?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll definitely help with that one.
I think similar.
No, girl, your social media is popping. I live for your posts.
I guess for me, I'm kind of like, law was my passion, but I'm finding like now other passions. So writing, I want to write books. I want to build like a whole community of people that are like manifesting greatness in their lives. So now for me, I guess just being brave and like putting myself out there more also, and showing that other side. Like, yes, I'm Fallon, I'm the attorney, but also there are different sides of me. Like, I'm not just an attorney, I'm an author, I'm a poet, I'm all of these different things. So
and you're a wife. So let's just say that is inspirational for other single women.
Oh yeah, getting married in your 40s is wonderful.
Exactly. They make you feel like you're expired if you're not married at like 30 or something,
exactly. But just being, embracing like the other titles, like embracing that I'm just not one thing. This may have been what got these bills paid all these years, but I'm a creative being. I'm a person who can have more than one title, and that's kind of what I want to fully immerse myself in. Is like owning all those titles.
That's nice.
I think one thing that can help me get closer. I'm a planner, but I want to do less planning and more action.
Yeah.
Nice. So that's something that I know. I'm an introvert, and I can social media on behind the scenes, but actually being in front, like, this is something new to me. So more action, less planning.
Nice.
Same for me. It's crazy because I started this podcast because I used to hate hearing my voice.
I still do hate it. I'm in court like,
I know. I think that sounds funny too. Yeah.
I feel like I talk real country in court.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't know. I used to,
and I struggle to keep my Jamaican accent in.
At least it sounds pretty though. You don't sound like you
pretty.
Not when I get mad and I'm like, Your Honor, that is not comfortable at all. Then in those moments, I'm like, oh Lord,
I done went all the way down. Yeah, but
I think we all kind of have that little, do I want to say insecurity or thought about how
we're very critical of ourselves.
Of ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. And but I also struggle, like y'all said, with social media. I'm not really a person that likes to be seen like that. I mean, it's cute or whatever, but
I enjoy other people's posts.
Yeah, I don't have to be seen. Like, you don't have to know that this is me doing it.
That's true.
And I think I need to do more of putting myself out there for like my business. But this also is forcing me to put myself out there too. And actually really dive into social media and actually, I guess, using it for what it's for, networking with people and talking to people. Because I didn't used to do that on social media. I'll post whatever I post, but I'm not really commenting and going back and forth with people. And, I'm not engaging with folks. So
I engage with my friends.
Do that. Right. So that's it for this week's episode of Conversations with Friends. I want to thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate y'all being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all. I'm going to put you guys' information in the description box below so y'all know where to reach them. If you need to get in touch with the Downtown Group, you can do that as well. Do y'all have anything that y'all want to plug before we get out of here?
www.thepoiserlawfirm.com.
That's right.
www.frenehamilton.com.
DTGHouston.com. And you can also follow us on all the social media pages, DTG Houston.
Good. All right. And y'all can also comment, like, subscribe, rate. Let us know how you like this episode. Let us know if you have anything else that you want to talk about in the future, or we can continue the conversation in the comments down below. But until next time, we're out. Peace.
Bye, guys.
Bye.